So if I'm getting stack passed, meaning my partner is stacking my legs up on me and bringing my knees to my nose, this is a terrible position to be in. And for sure, like I've used this pass a lot of times, more so like I've used the stack pass to kind of like put people in kind of a compromising position that have irritated me in training before, kind of just keep them stacked with their knee pressed to their nose and keep all my weight on them. But we have to understand, in order to pass a guard with any kind of stack pass, we have to get by hands. Now, even if they're stack passing you and they're bringing their knees to your nose, their hips have to come past your hip line in order to get any kind of effective pass. I'm not looking forward to demonstrating the defense of this because I hate being stack passed, and I'm generally never stack passed because I don't play close guard too often. It's very hard to get stack passed if you're playing from the half guard or the butterfly guard. Close guard is when generally people reach back, they get that arm in, and they start stacking it on their shoulder. Okay? Now, from this position, let's just say my partner gets here and they lock hands underneath. Now, what you're not going to do initially, I mean, listen, we can start looking for like triangle chokes without the arm in by locking our legs around our partner's head, especially getting the hand in. We have a choke from here. But main thing is I'm looking to defend, and what I don't want to happen is my hips get lifted totally off the mat. Because oftentimes when your partner lifts your hips totally off the mat, they're not gonna be able to do it, but they will make you turtle, or they'll kind of spin you the opposite way, putting you to the turtle position. So one thing I do if I put here is I collapse my upper legs as much as possible. You can even lock feet a little bit, pulling your feet down, all right? From this position, as my partner starts pulling my knees to my head and looking to pass, I'm getting my hand to a hip or a knee, okay? She goes to pass now, I'm just gonna control. Now what I have to understand, the moment my leg comes across my body here, this hand must stay in to recover my knee. Let's do that slow. If I'm in this position and my partner pulls their leg across my body and I stay here or I underhook, I'm trapping myself. Now all she essentially has to do is collapse her hip to my hip and she has the pass. My hand must stay tightly pressed into the hip, or if I don't have the hip, the knee. All right, my partner throws my knee by. Look what happens. When I'm here, I still have this post. Now I have to turn myself back into my partner, at least getting this leg across. What I would recommend you do from here, if this leg is across, I'm gonna have no use of the top leg unless I throw it over the head. And again, I'm in the same basic position that I was in before, except my foot isn't hooking their bottom leg. She goes to go to my back right now. I'm using this to stop here. Now I can start recovering, keeping my knees in front of her body. Okay? This is something you have to stay very patient with the stack pass. Now what you can do when you're here, okay, is if you want to, if your leg does come across, try to keep your knee beyond their shoulder. So anytime my leg comes across and my knee is here, I'm in trouble. But if I bring my leg across and my knee stays here, and my knee is heavy towards the side that she has underhooked to pass, she's gonna have to throw my leg all the way across my body in order to get to my side control. Okay, but instead from here I could post, stay up, and I can start reframing. Don't fall back. So I come here, I bring my leg across, okay, even if she's coming forward, my hand is in the hip, I'm able to recover this way, okay? So just make sure your hands are stopping their hips coming forward. If your hands aren't stopping their hips, basically what's happening is your hips are getting beaten by your partner's hips, okay? If your partner beats your hips with their hips, this could be, this is devastating. You're gonna get your guard pass. But they're not able to beat your hips with their hips if your hands are framing on their hips. I think what's being shown throughout this entire instructional is that your hands, pushing and framing like straight, not in, that locked out position is really essential so you don't get your guard passed. Okay, from that position, you're going to be able to recover. I feel most times, I mean, of course I feel that way, right? But I feel most times you will be able to recover. I find most success I have with passing the guard, with any kind of stack pass, is getting my hips to my partner's hips sooner than later. Or I'll pull my knee in. So what I mean by that is if I have my partner stacked up here, I'll start pressing my knee against my partner's hip. So bring your knee to my hip. Yeah, from here. Now I'm really paralyzed. What you have to do, separate the knee from the hip. All right? Whatever is closest to your hip is what you're gonna do. Now if my partner throws my leg across, I'm still here on the leg and I'm able to recover. Okay, so whether it's the knee or the hip, create space, because remember, you're creating space on any kind of defense. You're taking away the space on the offense. All right, give it a try.